Steiner Sports, the largest sports collectible company in the nation, is proud to unveil our latest product line, In Their Own Words, featuring photos from the most historic moments in sports as told by the athletes themselves, handwritten and signed to share their most personal career moments, with a collection of over 200 stories from athletes such as Don Larson, Mariano Rivera, Henrik Lundqvist, Brandon Chastain. In Their Own Words is not just a piece of memorabilia, it's a piece of history. Shop now the collection on SteinerSports.com. Sports have the power to transform lives. I know because they transformed mine. My name is Brandon Steiner. As a kid growing up in Brooklyn, I used to dream about making it big as a professional athlete. Years later, I would create a sports collectibles and marketing empire based solely on the love of the game. I've done business with or met just about every sports icon around, and I've enjoyed the spoils of success. But now, I'm paying it forward with the help of some champions I've met along the way. Join me as I explore the remarkable humanitarian power of sports on The Hook-Up. Welcome to The Hook-Up with Brandon Steiner, presented by I Love New York. Well, today we're going to do something a little different. We found two phenomenal institutions very worthy of The Hook-Up. The first, the Police Athletic League in Yonkers, New York. Located in Westchester County, just north of the Bronx, Yonkers is well known for its steep hills and rich history. Although large and diverse, Yonkers, like other cities, has geographic areas that suffer economically. Kids in these locations need safe places to go play, exercise, and receive mentorship, and that's what the Police Athletic League is for. Located in an armory that's almost a century old, the PAL, run by police volunteers, has been serving the youth of Westchester since 1941. But in hard times, budgets get lowered and donations become rarer. And this great institution was in need of a little love, and we knew just the right people for it. We started by hooking up the walls, and then I gathered everyone around. First of all, it's a pleasure to be here today. I love this place. So much potential standing in front of me. You guys have been chosen for a hookup. So not only are we going to fix this place up, and today we're going to also give you a bunch of equipment, but to do that, and the person I brought here as a surprise, somebody who's one of my favorite players, played for the Mets, played for the Yankees. He's won some World Series with both teams. So he'll express to you all kinds of lessons on the field and off the field. A good friend of mine, Darryl Strawberry. Darryl Strawberry has lived an incredible life. As a youth, he overcame all obstacles to become an elite athlete. But once Darryl reached the top, his downfall began when he became addicted to drugs and the fast life. His failures were made public for all to see, and it seemed like Darryl Strawberry was lost. But through faith and hard work, Darryl has once again overcome all obstacles and is living a happy and healthy life.
Don't worry about that. I've had 9 of these. The most important thing for you guys to really know is that you're important. You know, not just playing baseball, for you young people. And there's a great purpose for your life, and you know, hopefully one day some of you guys will make it and play Major League Baseball like I did, and have a lot of fun and play in New York City and win a lot of championships and just be a good person. You know, I think that's most important thing for young people like you. Play baseball and have fun, but just be a good person. Love your teammates. Support the cause of your teammates, because it takes more than one player to win a baseball game. It takes a team. You know, it takes a team effort to win a baseball game, and you guys are the future. You know, you are what's important. You know, these kids have a great chance to, you know, be, you know, great athletes, with the help of all of us, like Brandon, like myself, and like you guys too, that are here day in and day out with them and making sure. Because there's challenges in life. You know, somebody's going to challenge you with drugs, say no. Somebody's going to challenge you with alcohol, say no. It's out there. Let's just be real. Somebody's going to challenge you with all kinds of different things. And you young people need to know how to say no. For me, that was the hardest thing to do, to say no. I wish I'd have learned that earlier, at an early age, learn how to say no for real. And a lot of things I probably could have avoided. but the choices and the decisions you make and for you guys is very important, especially with drugs and alcohol. Do not ever touch it, I'm telling you. I've been down that road, do not ever, ever touch it. I tell my kids the same thing, do not ever touch it. It is the wrong road to go down, all right?
Along with Darryl, Rawlings Sporting Goods came through for the kids and donated some much needed equipment, which everyone was very grateful for. So we tested out the equipment and Darryl gave some big league advice.
Do it easy to him like this. That's it. Oh, there you go. See, that's what I'm talking about. Good job. All right, let's get a little hidden tips in. Let's work it this way. Come on. The whole key to hitting is believing in yourself, not in anyone else, but believing in yourself. You have to believe in yourself as a hitter. Didn't matter who was on the mound. Didn't matter what the situation was. I can win a game from the on-deck circle. That's the way I played the game. But all you gotta do, see, it's right here. I'm looking right here, and I'm going back of the ball. See that? And it just goes. Thank you.
After Darryl was done giving lessons and signing autographs, we sat down for a few minutes so I could catch up with my old friend.
You know, we are here at the PAL today. Tell me about how that made you feel, and it's a little bit about what your spirit is right now, what you're doing these days with your life.
No question about it, Brandon. Thanks for having me here. When I see young people, I thrive because I want to help them, because I made a lot of bad decisions in my life and I didn't have anyone there to really guide me. So it's embedded in me and in my heart to just reach out to them and love on them and tell them how important they are.
Darryl, I just got to tell you, you look fantastic. I mean, almost look like you could still play.
Well, I wouldn't want to do that, Brandon.
But you could.
I probably could hit. I don't know who's going to run from me, but you know, it's great to be healthy. It's great to live a wholeness life, and you know, don't have to live in the lies of life anymore, the pits of life anymore. You know, lived in that for too long in a baseball career, and as a so-called man, I wasn't really a man. I was a boy.
You've had so many bumps in the road. I mean, you know, great playing career. You know, championships, Mets, Yankees, but also cancer. You've been in drug rehab, jail, and yet you're vibrant and I mean, helping people almost. I can see in you what I saw back in 1985, the same kind of energy and enthusiasm towards what you're doing now. What do you tell people out there? How do you go reset and realign yourself like you have now?
Well, I've done it all. I've lived on two ends of the spectrum, you know, of playing baseball and failing in life, failing miserable in life because I wasn't a man. I was a boy. And realized that I was a liar, I was a cheater, I was a womanizer, I was an alcoholic, I was a drug addict, I was a sinner. But I've been saved by grace, and I've been saved by grace to be able to understand that it's not my grace, it's God's grace, it's God's loving hand that He has given me the opportunity to do what I'm doing today. And it's a real platform to minister to people, to bring hope, and so they can understand that it's real restoration when you find real purpose of life. You know, I think too many of us look for stuff to fulfill our life, success, titles. I had all that, none of that worked. You know, that's just a phase of life that we go through. It's what really counts is, what am I really doing to make a difference? We can all talk about making a difference, but what are we really doing to make a difference in people's lives who are broken? Because a lot of people are broken. A lot of people come from broken homes, broken situations. We look in our society and we see that young people are angry inside, and they're, you know, the massacres, the killings, and going into theaters and churches. They come from broken. Something is broken in their family and has made them broken, and we need to be able to restore these people back because we all need to be restored.
For somebody who's in trouble, they can look at you and relate because you can talk from experience.
Well, not only, Brandon, do you talk from experience, you talk from the heart. People need to know that your heart is real and that you're not just throwing out a bunch of fluff. You can come in here and you could be an athlete and you've been through something and you could just fluff over it and says, you know, that's part of life, and you know, but the real thing that we have to come across to these kids that are troubled inside is we have to get them to understand that you were made for greatness, regardless of how many times you fail. Rise up, get up, don't quit, stay in the game.
You know what's amazing about, here at the PAL at Yonkers is that people think everybody in Westchester is rich. They don't think there's any poor people up here, but we really saw, this place is amazing, how many kids it's servicing, and yet the work that still needs to be done.
Yes, Yonkers is a great place. It's a great place for you to be in the area to start. It says, you know what, I could be a helping hand. I could make a difference in some of these kids' lives over here. Yeah. If you have been successful and you don't have the challenges of these young people over here, you can come over and be a volunteer and really understand what it's like to help young people and just you love on them and care for them and talk to them and make them feel better about themselves.
Amazing, just a little batting cage, right? A place to throw some balls around. When you're in a place where you don't have anywhere else to go, that becomes a really big place.
It does become a big place, and they do a great work over here, inspiring the kids, and you have to applaud them for that, because it's very challenging, and you don't really have a lot of people that probably come over here to really be a helping hand, and it's about people seeing what life is really about. If God has blessed you to have an abundance, you should be able to give back, to programs like this and help programs like this and help kids.
All right, we've got more kids who need help, and we've got more surprises when we return. And don't forget that you can connect with Steiner Sports on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at my website, BrandonSteiner.com, in order to nominate someone you know for a hookup. Welcome back to The Hookup with Brandon Steiner, presented by I Love New York. We've been hooking up the PAL in Yonkers with the help of slugger Darryl Strawberry. But there are many more things that the kids can learn besides baseball. The Yonkers PAL Boxing Gym is a local sports landmark. It's known for taking tough kids from tough neighborhoods and turning them into champions, but the gym had seen its better days. It was in need of a hookup. I bought the gym some new exercise equipment, hooked up the walls, gathered everyone together, and introduced them to someone that knew exactly what the kids who trained here were going through.
I brought a good friend of mine, who I think is one of the greatest fighters, if not the greatest of all time. Certainly a champion in every aspect, on and in the ring, and out of the ring, Evander Holyfield.
Evander Holyfield truly is the real deal. The youngest of 9 children, Holyfield fought his way out of poverty to become an undisputed boxing champion. His fights are legendary, and instead of retiring somewhere, sipping some tea, Evander, guided by his faith, has made it his mission to help out wherever he can, whenever he can. He's still a champion, and he has some important lessons to teach these kids.
I'm honored to be here, but I started boxing at the age of 8 years old. I was told that I could be like Muhammad Ali, and when the man his name was Carter Morgan, and he was 6'8" years old, and I told him I was 8 years old. He said, "You won't always be 8," and I believed him because next week I was gonna be 9. So he said, "What you think?" I told him I had to ask my mama, and so I went home and asked my mama, and she said, "They gonna hit you." I started laughing because I'm the youngest of 9 in my family. I get hit all the time, My mom said you can't hit them back, because I couldn't hit none of my brothers and sisters back. And so it started off back there with just a goal. My first fight, my coach told me, "See that kid over there?" I said, "Yes, sir." He said,